Hello stampers and crafters, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts, and today's card is this one. It is a double Z fold card. I absolutely love this card. I'm going to be showing you how to make it using the Cheerful Daisies, or the Fresh as a Daisy suite, which includes the Cheerful Daisies bundle, the stamp set and dies, the Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper, and these really cool adhesives that I don't have. But if you want to see how to make this card, please keep watching. So before we start on our card, I do want to show you the Fresh as a Daisy suite, which is on page 110 and 111 of your Stampin' Up! Annual catalog. The suite as a whole, you can order with just one item number down here, and that includes the Cheerful Daisies bundle, which is the Cheerful Daisies stamp set and the Cheerful Daisies dies, the Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper, and the adhesive back solid gems, which, like I said, I don't have, but you can see them here. They come in copper clay, boho blue, and lemon lolly. They're very pretty, but I don't have them. So I'm going to show you what I do have. We have the Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper. Now I cut some of these down because one of the sheets, let me show you the catalog again, one of the sheets is just one big one that you can kind of cut apart, and I do have a video in the VIP group, I think, or not a video, a post that shows you how to cut that apart. I could show you the paper on page 130. So there it is here, and you can kind of see it there. You can just cut those pieces out, and I have some of them here, not all of them, because I'm going to be giving this designer series paper sampler away. This is a 12 by 12 paper, but I cut it down to 6 by 6. And I'll be giving this away to one winner. All you have to do, and we'll be using that piece today, all you have to do is leave a comment on this video, and I will be drawing a winner on Friday's YouTube video for this paper. So this is the beautiful paper. And then for the dies are kind of tricky, especially if you don't know how to use them. So I created this little layout here. I'll show you the dies and show you what they do. So there's a bunch of dies in here, and some of them cut out the solid flowers from the stamp set. So these flowers, this is a 2-step stamp set, so 2 stamps creating 1 image. There's a die to cut out that. There's a pretty label here that cuts out for the sentiments, but then you have like this large one here that does this pretty piece. I'll put it over it so you can see. It cuts out all those pieces. You have this pretty spriggy piece, and then some of the inside pieces, a stem. So the dies are really cool too. I've been loving this suite. So let's get into making our card. The first thing we're going to want to do is a bit of stamping, and I'm also, actually, the first thing we want to do is score our cardstock. So I have my paper trimmer here. Let me move some pieces off of it. All the measurements and everything for this card are on my blog at sassypapercrafts.com. So I'm going to take the Moody Mauve here, and this is 11 inches long by 4 1/4. On the long side, we're going to score it. I'm going to move my cutting blade, make sure that's up at the top or bottom, however your paper trimmer is set up. We're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. I'm just going to move the card to the side. So I'm going to go to 2 3/4, score it, and then 5 1/2 and score it. And that is it for the Moody Mauve piece. Now our Wild Wheat piece, this is 9 inches long by 3 inches long. We're going to score this at 3 6. So I'll go to 3 and score it on the long side. Go to 6 and score it. And that's it. And I'll show you how to put these together. It's super simple. I love a good fun fold, and this one is very easy. And like I said, I just love how that looks. It sits up nice, pretty. So I'm going to show you how to, I'm going to grab my bone folder. So what we're going to do is just kind of score it like that. And if you do that, that's just a standard card base. We're going to burnish that, and then we're just going to fold this back and burnish that edge. Now for this one, we want that to stay on there, so we're gonna push that in and burnish it. And then we're going to bring this one out and burnish it. And see how that creates that double Z? I mean, obviously they're not adhered yet, but it's the same concept. So you want your two pieces to look like this. Move this out of the way again. Now we have our designer series paper. We'll put that down, then we'll do our stamping. So I have 3 pieces here. Like I said, all the measurements are on my blog. This is one of those pieces from that big sheet where you can cut all the pieces out. Moody Mauve is on the other side. I'm going to use that. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal. Run some along the back, and that's going to go on this part on the inside. Try to line that up the best I can. And then we have a little piece here for our middle of our wild wheat. And I like it that way, so we're going to do it like this. Then we have our piece for our front panel here. I didn't put anything on that middle panel because if you open the card, you really can't see that middle panel. It's kind of hidden. If you wanted to put something on that middle panel, I'm pretty sure it is the same size. It is. It's the same size as this one. So when you go to my blog and look up the measurements, if you want to put something on that inside panel, just cut 2 of these. But this one's going to go on this first panel here. And then before we put everything together, I have my 2 pieces that we're going to be stamping on. And these are the same size, but one is for the outside here and one is for the inside, and gives you a little room to write. So this one is a birthday card. We're going to grab our stamps out. So I'm going to grab the birthday stamp. That's it. The birthday stamp, and then our little daisy. I'm not going to grab that one. I need the outside image. And then our center for our daisy and some leaves. And we're going to be using 2 ink colors, Moody Mauve and Wild Wheat. Oh, I also need our flowers for the inside, which are these ones here. And grab some blocks to put these on. Bunch of blocks. And now we can start our stamping. So for our first daisy, I do need a piece of scrap paper. This one's kind of big, so I'm just going to cut it really quick. Piece of scrap paper for our daisy, because I did die cut it and put it on the outside there. I'm going to use our scrap paper first, and we need both colors, Wild Wheat and Moody Mauve. I'll take and ink up my daisy in Moody Mauve. I'll just stamp it there, and then our inside in Wild Wheat. And then we also need our leaves. So what I did is I just kind of put this on there like how I wanted it to go. Just kind of eyeballed it. You are going to cover these leaves. I know it's going to go down into this corner. I'm just going to kind of do that. If it comes off the edge a little bit, that is perfectly fine. I'm going to take our Moody Mauve and ink up the 3 daisies here. We're just going to go kind of off the corner there a little bit. Just like that. And then we'll take our Moody Mauve again for our sentiment. Now this looks very dark. This will dry down. These are brand new ink pads for me, so they are pretty juicy. I'm just going to stamp that just like that. And again, they will dry down because look how much darker it is. But once it dries, it'll be fine. So now I'm going to die cut this with the Cheerful Daisies dies. I need the solid one here. And we're just going to die cut that out. I'm going to clean up my stamps, and then we can put our card together. So I have my little flower all die cut out. We are ready to put our card together. So I have my Moody Mauve piece. I have my Wild Wheat piece. We're going to put our panels on first. So this one goes on the inside. I'm just going to take a little bit of seal, run it along the edges, put that on the inside, and then our piece here goes on the outside. And now we can kind of put them down. So what I did was, you don't want to cover this whole thing, otherwise it's not going to close, it's going to stick kind of funny. So what I did was kind of roughly saw where it went. So I see it goes over half of this flower, so I'm going to put a little bit of seal on this flower, and then I'm just going to kind of set that down, and then we can put seal all over the back of this panel. You just kind of want to make sure it moves. So we're going to do this and kind of close it just like that and push it down. And there is our fun fold. And now we have to add our daisy. So I have some Stampin' dimensionals. I'm just going to take one dimensional, pop it on our daisy here. Daisy goes right in there, and before we finish, I want to add some bling. So I have some of the 2023 to 2025 in color dots. There's Pebbled Path, Wild Wheat, Moody Mauve, Copper Clay, and Boho Blue. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. We'll use the putty end. Let me see, sometimes the putty dries up on it, and you just gotta snip it just like that. And for this card, I did use both Moody Mauve and Wild Wheat. So we're going to do that again. I'm going to grab 3 Moody Mauves and just kind of scatter them around this basic white here, just to bring out those colors. Put that one here. And then we'll grab our Wild Wheat ones. One up there, and that is our card today. So don't forget to leave a comment if you would like to be entered to win the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper sampler from me. I will be drawing a winner for that next Friday. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see videos from me. If you don't want to miss anything with the Fresh as a Daisy suite this week, I suggest heading over to my blog. You can subscribe to my blog. I put everything on there, all the measurements, all the videos, everything. So if you don't want to miss out on anything, head over to sassypapercrafts.com. Scroll down on any post or on the homepage. You can click subscribe, put in your email, and it will notify you every time I have a new blog post. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed talking about the Fresh as a Daisy suite this week, and I will see you next time.